It should be getting there. On the screen now. What was supposed to be the one stream today, the one live today. The phone rang. 911. Go away. Go do something. Do the errands. Ended up being, here we are, number 2 stream. Ooh, oh. Or said the chat is not up, but she said it right after we had shut down the stream. Just the phone rang. I'll put in the chat. I apologize. I had to. End the stream and make it to called out. Yay, we got it in the chat. Go to your channel. Go to your channel. It says I am live, number 7. Pause. Don't try to show me what I'm doing right now. Well, there's the chat. And it welcomes me to my own chat. Yippee. I'm watching right now. Oh, that's me. Haha. There's all the stuff. How to get to the part 1, the earlier one. I have to remember. I made myself a note. Open another tab. Check viewers. Every now and then. So what had happened were we had began to discuss. Then there were microphone issues. Then there were correct word issues, problems, solutions. If you guys don't catch the other one, for all the bad things that may have a anyway, I'm lost. I don't know what words we can use to even describe it. You know, when somebody does something with a SE asterisk asterisk al intention or purpose or meaning behind it, we're supposed to say S period A period. Thanks to a person in chat filling us all in about it. I wrote notes. Leave it on the screen for a moment. On the screen for a moment. That one. Make it bigger so people can read it. S-A. Old school Runt Pucker. I use X's instead of periods. When you draw it on flyers. Real big. The little X's become skulls and bones. Skulls and crossbones. Because you're cool like that. Late 70s, early 80s. Punk and roll. Ex-parochial. So where we had left off. I don't know if I just want to say it to myself, but let's go. Let's go. I am legend. I was discussing it with George. We had talked about the Easter egg of this. Then we got distracted. Then we got the way live things do. I was just about to mention to the good King George, the legend, the legendary, for all of its other failings that might drag its rating down, it skyrocketed itself right back up to 10. Take that, Mr. Will Smith. It's because it's a story of a boy and his dog, correctly called Dorg. Since I was old enough to say words and invent words and phrases, I have decided go watch Old Yeller. I have met people starting about 30 years ago, the babies, the people, the youth these days, the kids these days. For say the first 25 to 27 years of my life, I could just ask people, did you cry in Old Yeller? Yes or no? If they said no, I kept my as many miles between them and me for the rest of my life as I could. Because anybody who doesn't get a little something in their eye, oh my gosh, at the end of a story of a boy and his dog, is a psychopath. They need to be incarcerated, kept under watch, studied, monitored. Starting about 30 years ago ish. The first time my bell got rung or the gong went off in my head, I asked a fine young person, fine young, I think he identifies as he and male, a fine young man. End of Old Yeller. Tears or no? And he said, what's an Old Yeller? We're supposed to make like the gong sound, but I don't have a soundboard and all that other stuff. But then I giggled and thought to myself, oh, let's use the new era, last 20 years or so, horror movie sound. Jump scare. Wham! That's what happens when someone says something life shattering. So then I invented a new saying. I had used the saying many times before, but you have no, and it came from my aunt and my mother. You have no class. You have no character. You have no culture until you have gone and sat yourself down and watched Old Yeller so that you can properly answer the question. Did something get in your eye or not? Very important. It's a test. It's rites of passage. It's all the psychological study I ever need to know. Sit someone down in a room, shine the light in their face. You must always using those good interrogation techniques in the North Carolina books. I'll link those later. Oh, wait, I linked them earlier and talked about them at length 2 days ago. First thing is you gotta, just like the cartoons, shine the bright light in their face and say, where were you on the night? See how they respond. It's a psychology test. Then immediately after, probably before they finish talking, before they say whatever they say, where were you on the night? And they start to say, what night? Don't let them get the whole letters of night out. Somewhere in nigh. Cut them off. Say, Old Yeller, tears or no tears. Yeah. And stare at them with your good Clint Eastwood eyes. And if they don't know what Old Yeller is, tell them. Interview over. Interrogation finished. You have no culture. None at all. There's no foundation under you. You can't have any class or anything else. Go see Old Yeller. Then when they can successfully answer that, yes, number one, they have watched it all the way through. Number two, tears equals yes. Because if tears equals no, I mean something in their eye, no, you're done with them. Getting them out of your life. They're a psychopath. There's something wrong with their wiring. They're a busted AI. They're a bad bot. Let them breathe. Give them a beverage or a sip of a beverage. And then go hit them with. Watch Will Smith's I Am Legend. Circa 2007. It is there. We discussed in the previous video from whence it came. And that they made me scream into the abyss. Into the pit in the center of a Death Star. With my hand chopped off. Calling myself Skywalker. Some guy in a black mask said, you ain't got to ask who's your daddy. And I said, no. That they're making a sequel or a secondary or a follow-up or a prequel or a something. I don't care what it is. I'm not going to watch it. Slated to be out next year. I am legend. I am the Grim Reaper, said the Monty Python Grim Reaper. Properly spelled. Two F's. I think he would be offensed if we put a PH on the end. And even though old-fashioned, those would be S's. Because once upon a time, and we looked at it earlier, I think. Yeah, we did. Me and George. We looked back on an old, silly document, July 4th, 1776, talking about sovereign citizens and suffering. The S's used to look like F's back then. But whatever. It is what it is. That's his name. Now it just looks like the wind blowing across the tops of the T's. So is he Will Smith? We'll never know. Without the culture moment, I'll give it a 5 of 10. But, and however, because they rescued it with the Tale of a boy and his dog. 10/10. These scores don't go to 11. We talked about this is Spinal Tap earlier, too. And very few people have bothered to see Mr. Smith, not Agent Smith. That's another guy. Everybody knows him. I am. Ask the IMDb. Go there. Go there. Scroll so the ad doesn't show up on the screen. 7.2. See, everybody rates it much higher than me. Almost a million ratings. Not bad. Not bad. 835. I guess a lot of people have seen I Am Legend. Get off the screen. No copyright strikes. Nobody's a sponsor. You can fix that. In the kitchen. Old people once told me when I was less old than I am now. Older people said that why do parties always move to the kitchen? I don't know. It's where the food and beverages are. Oh, a boy and his dog. See? They sleep in a tub. I've seen her in something else, but I don't remember what. Let's ask IMDb. Thumb up, ma'am. Thumb up. All you, everybody with small hands like me. All the tough guys. Oh, she was in the side alternate universe Predator movie. How about that? Well, how about that? Eh, It's physics, not physical strength. George keeps telling me I gotta tell my gut G word stuff. I almost said it. Shame on me. I know. I remember. I think. I started on something. But who isn't distracted by a distractingly something fine young person? You have to close this space between what they call tang or backstrap. If there is space in there because of physics, the front of the G word will recoil upward. Why? Because it can. It's physics, not physical strength. Mm. Put yours in your hand. Put your thumb up on the side of it. Make sure it's clear. Push up on the front of the gun. Note that as long as you've got no space in here, the front of the gun won't flip or rise. Then put your thumb down. Don't move anything else about you. Push much weaker than you just did. And the front of the G word will go upwards. She was in I Am Legend, Elysium. I think I tried to watch Elysium. Predators. It was a pretty good movie. I've seen Repo Men, but I remember absolutely nothing about it. I'll have to go watch it again. Now that I know she's in it, I have reason. I like the other guy as an actor too. I'm bad with names. Don't know. She's got upcoming stuff. Check her out. What else she been in? She was in a video game about the Predator. I haven't really watched anything new since well before 2015. None of this is standing out. Man, lots of stuff about the Predators. Red Belt. I Am Legend. I just don't remember her in it. Was she the mannequin? I know who she was in it. I've only seen I Am Legend maybe twice. I might have just skipped to the part I'm trying to get to. But then I got distracted. Who wouldn't be distracted by Alice in Wonderland internets? Old Yeller. Old Yeller moments. A boy and his dog. Parties in the kitchen. See, I remembered where I was. Look, they're having a party in the kitchen. Well, I guess she was in a lot of the movie. And my memory said, nope, because that's not what's important. The whole rest of the movie just faded out. It's like it's in a fog. My ears went underwater because it went to 10 all the way up. Because of these horrible, I don't know if they did some practical and some CGI. They did something, and it's horrible. The monsters, the monstars, they're not good. They're not scary. Oh, look at that. Don't ever let dogs do that to your face. They lick their own down heres and their back heres and others. Others is apostrophe, possessive, perfectly strangers, and their favorite snack shaped conveniently like a candy bar falls out of the back end of a kitty cat. So gross. Will Smith, shame on you. Do you kiss your mother with that mouth? You must love your puppies. Don't let them put that nasty tongue of theirs on your face. What's wrong with you? Did they not show it? The party in the kitchen. Uh-oh. Finger off the trigger until. I mean the activator. Finger off the activator. Until the following three things are met. You are on target. Have a legal right to make it operate. And are going to. And our thumbs down. Look how much space you can see behind it. Underneath it. No, ma'am. No. If you identify as ma'am. If I misgendered you, I apologize. Yeah. Another one. Silly actors stealing my physique. Leaving me with this soft exterior. There's an old Runkpocker band from England called Crass. They have a song called Band from the Roxy. Okay, they never much like playing there. Anyway, bubblegum rock on plastic transistors. I have a lot of useless information in my noggin. That all lives where a brain should live. Oh my gosh, it's so horrible. Oh my gosh. Horrible. Don't frame. Pause this thing. If you guys ever go into it, EFAP, skip these frames. Hold on. It's coming. Hold on. When they're making alert. Posture, stance, hair on their neck. Don't beep their nose. Remember, just like that little, I was about to point my finger at the screen, at the little pointy finger that is the icon for clickable in Winders or Windids. Just like that. Sometimes you might let that thumb down, but it's best to operate your hands with the thumb up like it always is. Whether you're, where's it? Where is it? Where is it? We go back. We scroll. We scroll. You should be able to see that thumb up on the other side. If you can see thumb from the wrong side, you're doing it right. I know, I keep getting distracted. It's all right. Just me talking to myself. No one's home. Oh, dog at alert. When dog's not at alert. There you go. I'm letting the little hand show. In the darkness. High contrast. Zoom your screen way in. You can see the little hand with the pointer or index finger extended. All the other ones put away. With that one finger and one finger only. Beep, 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 beep. The dog knows. If you're related to M Hugs, you boop, the dog knows. We're a multilingual country, multicultural. Hey, look, it's Tom Cruise. Should we beep his nose? Nope, he's not a dork. God, there he goes again. I mean, Dorg. Dorg. Smith. No. No. I explained why earlier. Yes. Hug Dorg. Beep Dorg nose. Don't dare let him put that nasty tongue on your face. I can't believe it. It's not here. It's MIA. The kitchen. The party in the kitchen. Party's over. Time to go home. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Time to move your movie up to level 10. Because your movie don't go to 11. So what had happened were, I am legend. Dog kitchen. It's Old Yeller style. Goodbye, Sam. That's it. It'll break you. It'll destroy you. It'll make a adult out of you. No more of them childish ways. This'll fix it. Right here. No more childish. Spake like a child. Or you can use it as a Old Yeller psychology test for everybody that surrounds you. Spoiler alert. Get ready. If you don't want to be spoilered, ask Drinker what you do at the end of Critical Drinker videos. But then come back, because I'm lonely. Hold on. Phone ring. Thank you for your patience, whoever you are. Or maybe you are legend. Maybe you are nobody. Still says one watching now. That would be me. When you're all finished with interrogating your people you encounter in your life, you have to ask them, which is where I was heading with George. George, you better be watching this later and be prepared to answer the question. In the whole movie, I Am Legend, how does the words, or how do the words, every little thing is going to be all right, make you feel? The response is a psychological, spiritual, emotional evaluation. Old Yeller style, which is on culture. Go figure it out. Go study it. Every little thing is going to be all right. And if they still don't get it, give them the hint. It's in the kitchen. And if they still don't get it, run. Hide. Never fight. Number 7. We made it all the way to number 7. Go to YouTube home. See what's cooking. Nobody I'm subscribed to is doing something online. We finished up with The Other and Another. Make a log. 1759. Done. Check the box. Culture. Have it, yes or no? Every little the thing, 1982, is going to be all right. 2 separate words, 2 L's, not the modern American one. Because I said so. It's my streamery. I can say what I want to. So that's what I missed earlier. Some of it. Boy and his dog. How my grandfather said it. That's how it is. Kitchen. Party in the kitchen. When the party's over. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Stop resisting. Stop resisting. Did we cover all the everything? See? It's 16:07. That's military time for 4:07 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Eastern Daylight, sorry. We're in daylight, not standard. Let's go run the errands, plural. Discuss. Character. Culture. I Am Legend. There's another thing about culture. Not the culture wars. I don't care about that. It means nothing. Yep, we finished the Pale Rider. We finished the Van Halen. We finished the Sweeter Neater. We finished the one single frame near the ridge. We talked for a moment about aliens, but we could talk all night about aliens. So we're not. Lots of other long form reviews out there about aliens. If you don't like it, love it. Have memorized all the cool sayings like in the pipe, 5x5. It's a dry heat, man. Game over, man. Game over. And you have no class. See my aunt for the definition of that. Covered all that. Covered all that. What else did we discuss earlier? I don't know. I didn't make notes. That's an old one of audit the audit. Insane lawsuit. Mr. Destiny of the three-dimensional D channel. Or something. It's something. Has what's his name from the Young Turks and Joe Rogan up there on the screen. We'll go watch it later. It's only 27 minutes. Keeping up with YouTube drama. Yay for you, Tom Dark Live. I don't have the capacity nor wherewithal. I can't keep up with real life drama. Recommended for me because I've done lots of Van Halen today. Really good Van Halen. Dance the night away. Not a sponsor. Should be. Could be. Oh, it would appear Mr. President, according to the YouTube, Biden, Israel, his, I don't know how to spell it, Bola, ceasefire deal. Ceasefire, ceasefire. Breaking news, red alert. It's up to Hamas now, Biden says. It was up to Hamas from the beginning, sir. Not to question your authority or anything. What would I know? I'm not the POTUS. We're not supposed to call it the POTUS. I'm not POTUS. You would never say he's president of the United States without the. But we say POTUS without a T on the front. To POTUS. Because we're cool like that. It's our jargon. Everybody else keep your mouths off our jargon. Well, yeah, I guess. I suppose it's just as good as our last ones. But I will relax a little bit. 10 million, maybe some more. Years ago, I don't even remember where I was because I don't own a TV and watch TV. I was somewhere and I saw the package, the principle, and now news won't let, or searches Lebanon bombing. Holy moly, I don't remember how long ago it was. Many moons. Rafiq Hariri. Sorry, I don't know how to say those things. Twin water, an explosion. I can't believe I remember that. I was somewhere looking at a TV or walking by a television in a crowded place. And there was a bouncy set of red curls on the roof of one of those buildings. And it reminded me, I thought, that red hair was just like the protectee, the package, the principal, the naive, allegedly, in a story. Well, that was a big bomb. Uh-oh. The ding dong went ding dong.
Ding dong. Hello.
We're discussing the 2005 assassination of, I don't know if we're allowed to say that, a Lebanese ex-prime minister. This leads to this leads to that kind of thing. I'm looking for a specific thumbnail, but I'm not finding it. Somewhere in the old email, I have everything going back to 1/1/2010, ready to search. Before that is archived, not so easily searched. With a link to the video. Anyway, I got onto this because there was a YouTube red alert news organization that there's been a ceasefire signed.
It's been agreed to. It hasn't been signed yet.
Yeah, whatever. I
Well,
don't know that I believe it anyway. Look at how all the last ones have done.
Oh yeah, it's a temporary ceasefire. They're going to back up, regroup, get resupplied, get some more fanatics, and then they're going to go right back after Israel.
Yeah, allegedly in the video game on both sides. We have no opinion. Anyway, the only thing I thought about it is, well, at least for a minute, maybe, once upon a time, bouncy, redheaded, naive, principal, package, protectee.
Biden announced ceasefire plans between Israel and Hezbollah, ending 14 months of fighting. If I can find it.
Yeah, I already looked it up. It's been on the screen.
Well, no, there was one that says that the leader of the Hezbollah had agreed to the ceasefire for plans for a ceasefire.
Yeah. And the only thing I can think about it is, and it
6 days.
being the principal or the protectee, the naive, the package of long, long ago. If it is over there playing around in Lebanon again, it won't be standing close enough to the bombs. Or if they've agreed even for a few minutes to behave, I don't have to worry about the long ago protectee.
See, going on that subject, this is from a day ago. Israel moves towards possible Hezbollah ceasefire, officials say. And then 2 days ago, a shootout near Israel's embassy in Jordan, leaving 3 police officers injured, gunmen dead. Fox News. I'm just reading the headlines, not reading their opinion.
I remember. We're supposed to say something other than something. And G word man. G word man. All the asterisks. If you have the stream up, you'll see.
I see you're scrolling through some stuff.
See what everybody has to do now. Like everybody on Earth. Oh, my mammy got on. I found chat this
I'm glad.
time. It's a lot more than anyone knows. I have been with the International Institutes of Peace and something U.S. Institute of Peace, which now, thanks to T Word, has a real building in D.C. Not a sponsor, but he could be, or at least his family businesses could be. He's supposed to divest himself of everything to go sit up in Washington, but none of us give a poop.
Yeah.
Anyway, up on the screen, you should be seeing it by now, is the cop saying, if your kids walked into the room, or your kids are sitting back there scrolling YouTube, because this isn't hidden. Like, if you had hidden your children from those words altogether, what's the difference whether you have it up there spelled out or you have it up there like this? YouTube, please explain to me. Somebody give me guidance. I went all logic mind. I don't have a creation mind. Creative. All I can imagine is the innocent little guppy saying, mommy or daddy or whatever, pronouns, parentage pronoun. What the F is a F star CK? Or a BI
Yeah.
star CH? Is that star the O? Does it say Beelch?
Botch.
Yeah,
Biatch.
exactly. Like that. So, if we're going to go blacklist, let's go total blacklist. Censored. Oh, that reminds me. My mom said, yes, G word man. That. The G verbiages. The G men. Not the G men. The other G word man. No, I forgot. Reminded and then forgot.
Looking at the headlines, it seems like DC's eating their own.
Well, if we're just going to report the news and say gasp no matter what news are we
Yeah.
talking about?
The
Who's eating each
Tom
other?
right now it's looking like the DOJ. Something Tom Cotton slams Secretary Austin's baseless insinuation against President-elect Trump.
Okay.
Like the Democrats are, it's your fault we lost. No, it's your fault. No, it's your fault. No, it's your fault.
Oh no, they're quick to turn on themselves. If that's what you mean, then yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I meant by eating their own.
oh, of course, because nobody can accept responsibility for anything. You know, the only thing they give, and they still blame their own, which I guess is a topic we can go down, because I saw it just a couple, whatever a F star CK is, just a couple. I got distracted. There's Swoop again. I don't keep up with internet drama. Except that Destiny guy that I said I like his stuff. He goes too fast for me. I turn off a lot of his videos because we do not swear. The actual do not swear in the Bible is talking about making false commitments or curses that only G star D has control over. Yep, exactly. It's a very nobody on earth is properly educated, especially in America. We don't have to be. We're born free, free to be dumb, free to be ignorant. But I do like the Young Turks, and I do like the lady up on the screen, Miss Anna Kasparian, even though they are way left of me. I don't think I'm anywhere. I am utterly apolitical. I don't care. But I always listen to because of do not stand up for yourself. Yes, go watch the shows from the other day, Mammy. I don't remember which one I talked about it in, but I talked long and hard about how when my little man, no, my little man became my big giant little man superhero, but my other dude, little guy, friend, mentee, I don't know what you call him, got pistol whipped and got his skull fractured and bled out his eye a lot. The deeply, deeply, I don't even know that you can call it faithful, dad, Hinduist or Buddhist or whatever, burns incense to the ancestors,
Yeah.
said, of course, that it was meant to be. That's why he was safe at work and they all went home because they were very tired people and got home invaded, and little dude got smacked with a heavy metal object in his face hard enough to shatter his eye orbit. But I do use it all the time. I say it. It was the title of one of the streams. Destiny. Do you believe in it? Not that way. I've been thinking my brother H, who has I Am What I Am on his business card. Yep. With a picture of Popeye. He's now retired, but still super beloved in his. Yep. My Uncle H. His legend precedes him everywhere. All up and down the left coast. When I used to travel up and down the left coast of America, I would meet people and they'd accuse me of being jumped through a time warp, my Uncle Homer, but then they'd see that my pants go up above my ass crack and they'd say, "Oh, not Homer. Where is he? You've got to be related." Yes, related. And then Mainly, they would tell tales of how he made their go ahead, scrap it motorcycle. You've wrecked it. It's ruined. It'll never run again. He did some kind of magic and it runs again and never
Yeah.
had another problem with it.
Talking about not taking responsibility, or when you do something wrong, take, credit/blame for it. You got Alec Baldwin calling Americans uninformed. This is the idiot who forgot the 4 rules of handling a firearm. Do not
He,
all
I'll
firearms are.
I'll promise you, he's never had to think about him.
I'm sure he hasn't, but he's still an idiot. He's a rich idiot, but he's an idiot.
And they dropped all the cases against him, so he's going to continue to be that way.
Yeah, it's just, he used as much political clout as he could. The same thing that Henry Fonda did to keep Jane Fonda out of prison. Henry Fonda almost killed his entire career to keep his daughter out of jail for what she did in Vietnam.
Her dad.
Or what's that? Kane? Yeah,
Yeah,
McCain.
Henry Fonda. You're right.
McCain, when he came from back from Vietnam, if it wasn't for his father, he'd have gone to prison for collaboration. But he was given a pardon by the president, which allowed him to run for Congress, which allowed for his daughter to run for office, and then she went against Trump. She went against everybody, not just Trump. You can call the person running a moron, a this and a that, but don't badmouth the people that may or may not support him. Soon as you do, you've lost. That's, you know, Biden helping Kamala, and Kamala calling the voters names, forgot what happened to Hillary Clinton when she did it. She lost.
I was listening and reading at the same time, and I have to lean
Okay.
way forward to read because it's on the tiny, tiny screen. Agent Provocateur. I will never know. I don't jump into that thing.
Well, I can only go by the veterans, one of which was at the prisoner of war camp that was there, what they said about what she did. And she denies it. So it's a he said, she said type routine. But as much as reason as they don't have to lie about what she did, as well as the photo evidence that I was just a naive 21-year-old, and I just thought it was a good photo op. I didn't know what I was doing. Well, that's part of taking responsibility for yourself. And the problem is she's never in her entire life ever had to take responsibility for her actions. First it was her daddy took up for her, and then her husband's, and you know, just no, I think she's guilty. That's
He's
my opinion only.
allegedly. Yes.
What?
I don't know. Everything. Yes. Becoming human. Being human. That's that horrible one I mentioned it earlier. Yapping about the movies. It's a Robin Williams movie that I took out of my VCR a million years ago. Returned it to the video store and paid the rewind fee because I didn't want that thing near me, not for enough seconds to rewind it. I quit on very few movies. Being Human was one of them. Millions of Americans were disrespected and discredited, jailed due to her sitting on that tank.
Well, it was an
She does
anti-air
the same
gun.
now in environmental settings. How dare you?
No, no, that's not the reason I would think she could be jailed. She's denied it, but I've known several people that know of what she did as when she visited the prisoner of war camp, tried to pass her notes to let their families know that they were okay and let where they were. She just, when she got to the end of the road, she just dumped them on the ground. As well as, according to some special forces soldiers, she started to point out some of the special forces soldiers that she knew were special forces because she's seen them earlier before they were captured.
Mimi said, I think she was jailed for publicity.
She
I don't
was
know what the
jailed.
hell she was.
No,
I know
she's
so
never served
little
a day.
about it, and
Well, growing up around a military town, especially during the time that happened, I heard a lot about it.
I just went with it. Everybody on all sides of politics agreed loud and proud, even in Los Angeles, California, or Pasadena or Altadena. She was a B word, and that's all I really needed to know about it. A bad word. Yeah, that one. 5 letters. Rhymes with itchy. Eating their own. Being human. Becoming human. This guy's headline. So what he's saying is, maybe, whatever an Akkad daily is, Akkad. Sorry, put a pronunciation key up there like FaceBase has. How to say your name. If you don't want us Americans to mangle it. The first thing that stands out is that that's what they call a dehumanizing statement. So you're saying that until she got crapped on by the left that held her up very high, she was not a human? That's exactly the definition of a dehumanizing statement. Shame on you, sir. Ad daily. Fix it. Fix the thumbnail. Replace it. The censors have spoken. What happened with Miss Anna Kasparian? Another mother for peace, and not my own. Yep. Nice, scary guys in dark sedans, and those sunglasses and black suits. Don't forget the wire in their ear and talking to their watches. A bit noticed across the street. Miss Kasparian is a champion of the way left. I don't know how far, because I don't get that deep in it. I would rather listen to her back in the day, and I've taken years away from the Young Turks, TYT, not a sponsor, not an affiliate, but they could be. It goes to Sun Tzu's Art of War. How do you know your enemy? Well, you gotta watch their slop. I've even sat and listened to, sometimes by choice and sometimes by force, Sean Hannity and the old gravel voice that went before him. Who's the famous super right? Rush Limbaugh. Him. Because if you won't spend your time listening to their ears, then you can't have arguments about what they said. The whole thing. Anyway, Anna is much easier to listen to than the owner of the show. And I think they say his name is like or something. It's spelled Cenk. Look it up yourself. The Young Turks. So she is way over there on the left. Was. Until. And I think we sort of discussed this earlier. Or we might have discussed it at length yesterday. Because I remember I was sitting there, just like everything associates and affiliates and turns into some other way than the other. But just like all politics on both sides and all cliques and all clubs and all the cool kids, I keep scrolling and reading. I won't find it. We're going to talk about this, Anna Kasparian. The best I can tell, what happened recently. She was their champion, their hero. They gave her awards. They like The View. Not a sponsor. Could be. Probably not. I don't think I'd even take their money. Because I'm stupid like that. Sorry, Whoopi. Never watched it. The talk shows insist on, yes. I don't. I avoid it as much as I possibly can. Especially the name callers. Anyway, she was their hero. They all lifted her up. And what had happened were she became threatened or actually got touched or I'm not sure what. And she uttered the words that this assault in all of its possible meanings caused her fear. And she probably said something out loud about it. And she believed it was a homeless person. And they spazzed out. Because number one, we're not allowed to say that. You have to say unhoused. Currently de-domiciled. You can't say homeless anymore in America. Well, I guess I'll have to go back and beat this one. I'm learning. I know the new words. I know the new speak. And because of what she said, and there but goes, by the grace of God goes them. I mean, G word star D dash D. They have torn her to pieces. They put her up on a pedestal, and then they absolutely tore that pedestal out from under her, or popped the balloon that they flew her up in the sky with. Because she's one of us. She's a better one of us. She's the best they ever. Us. Until, what do you mean you had emotions? And I've been thinking about it because everything can always go back to some very earlier mid 1980s movies. And one of them being Pink Floyd's The Wall. Because what the character in the movie got convicted by the judge of or for and sentenced to be exposed before their peers was showing feelings. Showing feelings of an almost human nature. This will not do. And that has recently happened in very older psalms and songs. It is called, if we're allowed to say words, I guess we can't say them, but I will type it because it is a historical thing. The problem,
Back.
oh, I didn't know you'd left. The problem with this, eating their own, is that they don't make an outcast, a pariah. They keep you right there. just at the fringes or outer edges so that you can hear them laughing at you and mocking you and calling you names and victim shaming you and victim blaming you and telling you how you brought it on yourself as if you were. Because guess what a low caste in southern India is? A not person. They don't matter. Many of my military friends have told me of their time once upon a time in the real Indian India. That
Yep.
should a upper caste choose to dispatch or unalive a low caste, it's okay. No harm, no foul. They didn't have papers. They weren't born right. They're not people. And that, especially like when the wife got a little older and you needed a new one, well, just unalive her and throw her out in the street with the rest of the trash. So, not that serious, but in a totally social, and that's all we have for each other is this social stuff. And my grandmother would say social circles and socially acceptable. And you're standing amongst your peers and all this other stuff. Never read or listen to them. If they were so great, they would be as successful and happy as you. Selling vodka at 13. Oh, selling vodka at 13 years old, not dollars. Sorry, reading the chat, George.
No problem.
But anyway, a pariah. That is what they did, and that is what they are doing. And it's heartbreaking to me that I bet I could go back through the drama that I said I'm not interested in. I've missed many. The one I mentioned earlier, Swoop. She digs deep in the internet dramas. She might even have some stuff up there about Ms. Anna. Let's ask. Swoop. Anna. Cass. Yep, that. The Young Turks. See here we have she is done with the entire Democratic Party. But did not want. Sorry, reading the chats again. Yep. So here we are from 2 years ago. Problematic influencer culture. See, I know you can get back in here and find where she's doing to others, eating her own. Oh, she is good at tearing down the Donald Trumps and the. Oh, sorry, internet. He's the freaking president. I'm going to say his name.
President-elect. He's not president yet.
Well, according
I
to
know.
him, he's still the president from 2020.
I know that it doesn't. Words do mean a lot.
I
I mean,
always say former and future,
yeah.
but since we'll have fun, come back, share a turkey and a sandwich. Yeah, I do remember the famous Thanksgiving where she ate the hell out of all the food and then told us, hey, sold the house. Allegedly, just talking about something else.
I got you.
So anyway, Anna Kasparian. I'm sure, other than rah rah rah, she really ripped them a new one. All those guys, Tucker Carlson and all that. She can She can burn them down real good. She's young. She's smart. This
All I gotta say is
Hassan
be
guy
careful.
is a famous Twitch guy, streamer. He is the nephew of the Young Turks guy. See, 2 years ago, she shreds Ben Shapiro. And they clap their hands. They're such seals. They buy her diamonds. They tell her, please let us be in your club, Anna, please. And she probably, when they told her to, like, I don't know if she was even on them a million years ago. I'm sure that when someone in that circle on Hillary Clinton, see, 7 months ago, burning down the Hillary. 8 years ago, the DNC is corrupt. Why? Because Hillary lost.
I wouldn't call it she lost. I'd call it she threw the race.
Oh, she lost. And before that,
I know.
she lost fair and square in the same smug thing that cost them this time. And I don't know
It,
why.
it,
Whenever I bring this up, my Priscilla says, every time you bring that up, I forgot. The first one, who she sat back and I got this, was Barack Obama.
yep.
So anyway, yep, even the Young Turks. Once she lost to the T-word guy, they turned on her in a heartbeat. It was all Hillary's fault, all along. Did you hear what she did to poor old Bernie in California? Well, they were all cheering for it until she lost to the T word. Then it's all her fault. But now, like I was saying, I'm sure you could find where sweet Miss Anna ate her own because that's what you got to do to stay in the Mean Girls Club, non-gender specific. And unfortunately or fortunately or whatever, it happens. So now it has come around that she spoke the unspeakable. I don't know, poor Miss Anna, did you say the T word all said out? No, she showed fear and she misspoke that something or something, but all that was is that they had run out of everybody else. Well, who are we going to destroy now? I don't know. It's boring. Everybody's behave. Oh, first one to make the slightest thing, and they all pounced. So now you can go study drama of how in the online influencer social circles or in the giant politics, like everybody's turning their back on Kamala. Sorry, Madam Vice President. I still can't get it right, and I studied and studied and studied your little 15-second how to say my name video a million years ago. But they're like, oh yeah, we shipped her off to Hawaii. She's on vacation. She's tired and
Yeah, she worked so hard.
kind of depressed. It's depressing to get beat by useless trash like that. Criminals, felons. So yeah, they're all eating their own. It's the thing that I had put the title on yesterday, and if we happen to cross it, we happen to cross it. You guys are all got to stop being so smug. Number one, yes, you guys are so fragmented, and the Democrats, the lefties, the anti-T word guys, 45 and 47. Whoa. But what are you? They're so fragmented. And
Yep.
some of the smart ones, like the Destiny guy, way over here, he talks about lots and lots and lots. He doesn't want to hear all this other stuff. See, there's the guy. He founded the Young Turks. That's him in the middle of the picture. I'll keep the mouse off it so it shows up. Unger or something. Junger. Destiny talks all the time about, and I saw one way back right after the Biden debate, where only one woman on all of the left didn't say, oh my God, Biden's got to go right now. And somebody put Donald Trump under a prison right now. The
Now they're
Biden
calling
Trump
for
the
his
Biden Trump
assassination.
debate that was horrifying.
It was kind of bad. It was like watching a slow motion train wreck.
Yeah. So anyway, that Destiny guy up there on the screen. First, like here, subscribe here, bell thingy here, then hop over there if you can stand it, and they all hate him. Both sides hate him because he ain't enough either way or in the middle. But he says the problem is we're so fragmented, left Democrats, and why the right wins, even with all, if you accept everything bad that everybody's ever said about 45 and 47. He said the problem is for us is that we've all got our own guy. We've all got our own pick, and it's regional. You know, this one wanted Biden to stay in, and that one state wanted their guy, California dude Newsom, and North Carolina, of course, wanted Roy Cooper to go be the next president. He said, well, we had all these people. He said, and they don't care. On the Republican or right side, they're like, who won the primary? Donald Trump. All right, we're behind him. And they all stick behind the one. Hey, man, he won the primary. And it didn't get any better when they lost. Now they're even more fragmented because they won't accept the responsibility. You know why my version is no different than any other election in the history of American elections. At every level, president down to the local scumbag town mayor, the lesser evil one. That's it. Done. You are the more evil dash D. Get over it. Go figure out what you did that was more evil than accept that everything anybody's accused him of is true 100%. And just like the Hillary investigation thing in the email server is that it's we choose not to prosecute it. Well,
Yeah.
they backed out and laid off without prejudice. Without prejudice. They've dismissed the case against Trump for the January 6th stuff. So 5 years from now or 4.5 years from now, some joker can bring it back up if they want to. But let's just accept it true. He's guilty. You're
Well,
worse. The people have spoken.
other than the fact that once he finishes up his presidency, it's past its statute of limitation.
The statute only applies to filing of the charge. It's been filed timely. He could submit in writing, hey, wait, don't hold that out till I'm 84 years old or 83 and a half years old. Get it over with now. Run it while I'm president. I don't give a damn. I'm innocent.
Because it's dismissed, technically it's not filed. They have to refile.
Nope.
Yeah. Once a charge has been dismissed, you have to refile. And but the clock doesn't start all over again.
The charge was not dismissed. The case is dismissed from that courtroom. The charge is still pending. Very complicated. My mother's a trained lawyer. Go ask trained lawyers. It doesn't matter. No one was ever going to hold his feet to any fires anyway. And that's just another argument. We can agree to disagree. I don't think. Because there's some crusty old shitty paper written from who knows, J. Edgar Hoover or some other schmuck.
Yeah, when you call about J. Edgar, you're talking the right word, schmuck.
Yeah. Because they have a policy to not do criminal investigations and indictments on sitting presidents. He ain't the sitting president. You just
I
pointed that
know.
out a while ago.
Yep, I agree with you. But that's the reason when the prosecutor wanted to push it forward, but the judge said no.
Saw the hearing of the FB director. Yes, the bus was full of agents. No, the case was dismissed. I don't care. It's all technicalities. It all means nothing, and it's all cloud dwellers.
And let's face it, the whole reason they brought this stuff up was to try and keep him from running and winning again. And it didn't work. Once he's out, they have no reason whatsoever, no legitimate reason to go after him. Because under their same reasoning, Trump or the Justice Department under Trump could go under Harris, Biden, what's her name from San Francisco, and the other one from
Pelosi.
L.A. No, Waters and not Waters. What was her name? The one that looks
That's her
like a
name.
huh?
Maxine Waters from LA. Yes.
For inciting riots because their people that they were supporting actually went and attacked and tried to set on fire a federal building, a la Washington State, Seattle, Washington. So they are in cahoots. I love that word, cahoot, with people that actually attempted an insurrection of the local government and then attacked the federal government. I'm just saying, but I am hoping that Trump's not that big of a, well, you went after me, so I'm going to now go after you type person. But then again, if does something wrong, I'm going to say he did something wrong. I don't care if I voted for him or not. Because under GW, he did some stuff I didn't like, and I pointed it out, and I was very vocal about it. Like the No Child Left Behind, by the policy they put in place for No Child Left Behind, it means they left all the children behind.
Yeah. Participation trophies. Sounds good. Alex Van Halen reveals the truth about David Lee Roth feud 1 month ago. I don't know who that is, so I'm not going to click on their channel on the tube. It isn't rather intriguing. I hope Alex and old Dave are doing good. Yep, and yep, and yep. In the history of the worlds. Internet dramas, political dramas and intrigues. So busy pointing, and it makes me laugh. The collective logisticians, which is mainly the left. You know how they're all worried about the collective and the community, but don't call us communists.
Well, when you start using
Society
words
as
like
a whole,
collective,
yeah, they're the ones who use it.
I'm just saying using terms like, "What? He's going to hurt the collective." You mean he's going to hurt the Communist Party? Good. Communism does not work. It barely works in its smallest form, which is a kibbutz. The
Well,
only what?
well,
And the kibbutz only works because people can come and go. It's not you're there for life. You don't have any choices. You still have choices. You choose to be part of that community. I mean, what happened to all the communes from the 60s and 70s? They no longer exist.
and that whole Israel kibbutzim, all that other, go study it.
I have.
Yeah, I did too. Why do you suppose they picked those particular ones to hit the, the Hamas? Oh, because they had outlawed guns the year before.
Well, 2 years prior, yeah.
And just like we put up signs and we tell people no guns at our schools, and that means the teachers and the security and everybody else, the bad guys go, geez, I guess I can't go there because I have a G word.
Yeah. I'm well familiar with that because I still remember, and this is starting in 2003, we would not only hold hurricane drills, fire drills, but armed people on campus drills.
Yeah, they
We
still
had a whole,
have active S word, er, I don't know what they call them, things for the kiddies at school, and it's all stupid. Run, hide, fight.
I was one of the few teachers that would step in to break up fights because I always put it this way: they can't punch through me and they can't punch around me, and I could take a punch.
Kingdom of Heaven, reportedly not a very good movie, and way too long for me. 2 hours and 24 minutes. I just, I saw it on the screen. You are not free to leave. What you brought up earlier. I'm free to travel. I'm not driving. In commercial. Blah, blah, blah. In commerce. The poor free men and sovereign citizens. Poor kids. Stand in solidarity. That is so not freedom. Not anything but you stooges get not. The next corrupt leaders. Hate that word. Yep. Community. Except they don't want to be one of the comrades They want to live with their two side by side $10,000 refrigerator freezers with $15 an ounce ice creams in them. Say, well, sit in your home, collect your check, like I'm doing, and have an ice cream that costs more than you make in a week.
We were talking earlier, the last stream, about the guy from Three's Company.
Yeah.
I seem to remember a movie where they were the premises of the movie is they were holding a telethon for the United States because the United States had gone broke and owed so much money that they were going to have to be dissolved if they didn't raise the money. And the last scene was the guy from Three's Company was shot. And he's on there. He's on the stage, like he's dying and asking for money to help save. And finally, the guy, I can't remember the name of the Indian actor. I think it's the one that played Old Iron Belly in Mountain Man. Came up and says, "I'll give you the money. You make me laugh," or something to that effect.
Not ringing any bells. 80s, 90s. Any idea?
I want to say the 80s, late 70s, early 80s, or the 80s time period. Was it in the 90s?
And there I had forgot he was in It. And It is all that to me and then some. Yeah.
Name of the movie, but I've only seen it once, and I saw it on TV. So, but I did find it funny.
It's not ringing a bell. I didn't know he was on the Love Boat. I didn't watch the Love Boat. Chuck Woolery died the other day. Did you see that, baby? When I was real tiny, the adults around, including my mammy, I don't know, somebody used to watch the dating game on television. Before he got on whatever other show. I don't know. Can't find. I don't remember off the top of my head the John Ritter movie you're talking about. Chuck Woolery. 3 days ago. But I didn't, they didn't announce it till the day after. So a couple days ago, the dating game. He was on all kinds of stuff. The dating game, man, that thing ran until 2021. My
Yeah, that's where
memory said
Tom
it
Selleck
was.
was. John Ritter as President Chief Roosevelt. Chint, Cheat Roosevelt. The name of the movie is Americathon, 1998. I thought it was the 80s. In the story told to native flashback young TV consultant.
IMDb says that. Oh, that's not the year it was made.
That's the name of
That's
the
the
name of
name of the
the.
movie.
It came out in '79.
Yep. I don't recognize it. I guess I haven't seen it.
I saw it once. And I do mean once.
And it's another one. Good gosh. There's now the dating game music will be in my brain for hours. Sorry. Sorry, Mammy. There was some movie we looked at earlier that I was like, man, everybody's in that ding danging movie. Here's another one. Everybody's in this movie you were just talking about. Fred Willard,
Yep.
Harvey Korman,
George
Nancy
Carlin.
Morgan, Richard
Meatloaf.
Shaw. Gosh, Elvis Costello. Chief Dan George.
That's the one. That's him.
Jay Leno. Tommy Lasorda. Wasn't Tommy Lasorda the LA Dodgers guy?
Yeah, because Chief Dan George was, if I remember correctly, he played in Mountain Man as Old Iron Belly, as well as in the Outlaw Josie Wales. When playing Mountain Man.
Peter Marshall. Peter Marshall was actually in it, even though he's the producer, writer, director, everything of all a million movies. Chief Dan George. He's been in everything.
Trying to remember. Do you remember when Little Big Man came out?
It says on the screen 1970.
Yep, he was in Little Big Man as Old Lodge Skinner.
And he was in the TV, the only good version I've ever seen of the Incredible Hulk TV series in 1979. Don't make me angry. You won't like me when I'm angry.
Yeah.
There's a little horse made out of cedar fibers that Grant Saginaw from the Natives of Performing Arts sold them at fundraisers to rent equipment for the big annual awards dinners. You, the original Pump It Up. Outlaw Josie Wales. He was on one episode of McCloud. That was a good TV show.
Yep, I used to watch it religiously. McCloud, McMillan and Wife, at Columbo. It was they switched off every week there'd be a different one of those on.
Make us sick BMD. There, I can ask my mother. Who started calling Marcus Welby MD in 1972? Make us sick BMD. Was that Evola?
The only time I'd watch Marcus Welby if I was homesick and there was nothing else on TV.
I wouldn't watch it at all. I just liked hearing the adults saying, make us sick BMD. Little Big Man.
Ooh, he was in a High Chaparral.
Yep,
That's another one I used to watch.
Kung Fu. You, you, you. Did you just call me a you?
I swore he was in Mountain Men with Charlton Heston.
That's where I got the habit of just uttering things because my aunt was the queen of the quick wit, uttering things. And my mom and my uncle. Everybody always had an answer. But my aunt was world famous, at least in LA County, for never calling anything what it was or saying it how it's supposed to be said. Who else? Make us sick, BMD. What's the other show that? Oh, my mind's tired. I don't remember all of them. What was the one about the? I can remember the Rockford Files and that silly answering machine.
Yeah.
The one about the maybe it was Marcus Wilby, MD. Was that about a pathologist?
Oh, that's Quincy.
Oh yeah, Quincy. Let's ask the IMDb about Quincy. People, titles. Quincy ME from 76 to 83. Oh, isn't that the guy from Jack Klugman? Isn't that one of the Odd Couple?
Yes.
He's-
But the one I was thinking of is called Mountain Men, or Charlton Heston and Brian Keith. And I'm trying to the character called, oh, excuse me, Victor Gordy played Iron Belly. There's just a scene I remember where you got this 80. The reason he's called Iron Belly, he's wearing an old Spanish conquistador breastplate, and he's supposed to be very ancient. And in comes this woman to feed him. And they said, "Is this your granddaughter?" He goes, "No, this is my new wife." As he starts lecturing over her. His wife was 16. He was supposedly like 89 or something like that.
Yeah. I was just typing in the chat to my mama about a guy that she tossed out on the side of some freeway. Told him to get out of my car. I don't remember what he did to piss her off, but he pissed her off enough that she put him out on his feet.
Yeah.
Some women know how to stand up for themselves.
Talking about mamas being protective. I was about 9, 10 years old. And I was at Red Springs, North Carolina, doing a reenactment. And it was an unusual hot October.
Mhm.
And I started to go down from the lack of water. And I went over to one of the ladies that was carrying water in buckets. This is at a reenactment. And she made the comment that water is only for the officers. And I stumbled back into camp. Mom gave me some water and put a washcloth on my head. And she asked, "Why didn't you get some water? We sent buckets of water out there." And I told her what the other person had said, the other person named Jean. And Jean came back into camp, and Mom says, "You think this water's so precious? If you see someone thirsty, you give them water." And she threw what was left of the bucket of the water onto Jean, and that wasn't enough. So Mom picked up one-handed. I've never seen her do one-handed a full 5-gallon water can. So you know how heavy water is, and started to chase her around camp, dumping the water on her head. All the guys hid behind tents because, as they put it, Mama Bear was mad. Someone hurt one of her cubs. And that's how my mom got the name Mother Bear, or Big Mama. And all the boys started calling her Big Mama. We had Big Mama and Little Mama. Big Mama was my mother. Little Mama was Betsy. And they literally mothered all the guys in the regiment. Well, Little Mama didn't mother her husband, but I'm talking about all of us that were younger. She treated like her kids. That's the reason I said you don't always get to pick your blood relatives, but you get to pick your family / tribe / clan.
Oh my gosh.
Sometimes I refer to very close friends of mine that were adopted by the family as brothers.
I don't know who any of these people are.
That one with it screaming with the looks like a imprint of an eye on his head. I think that's supposed to be a picture of what's his name who played. Oh, I'm not good
I'm
with
just
comic
talking
book
about
names.
this one in the stream will catch up to what I had on my screen. It's got
Okay.
45/47 with double horns on.
Oh yeah. Either an
Selling
angel
out
or a devil.
liberty for lies. Biblical anarchy. The system is
Saint,
down.
either an angel or a devil.
Yeah,
He's
whatever.
human. None of us are perfect. Some of us are less perfect than others.
Anytime in the last 4 years, they could have done something about we don't want him back. They didn't.
If the charges that he was impeached for were serious enough, they could have threw him in jail then.
If any of them
Threw him
had
out.
any honor and integrity, they'd just take all those cases and impeach him with those.
Yeah.
If it were
So
me, this would all
they
be a
can't impeach
moot
him for.
point because the real coward behind all of this, I better shut up.
Well, I'm just saying they have to impeach him for a crime that he committed while president. That's what you can impeach him for. Like people used to say, "Oh, Clinton was impeached for getting a BJ in the Oval Office." No, that's not what he was impeached for. He was impeached
Impeached
for
for lying
lying.
under oath.
Yeah, and they didn't kick him out for that, and that's a more serious crime.
Well,
I love how they take one object, one word in a page of paragraphs, and that's what the whole thing was about. Nope, you got to take all the facts.
I would
I
certainly
mean, I'm
take
not
all
a
the backs.
I'm not
Hypothetically,
a big I'm not a big fan of Bill Clinton as president, but I will defend. No, that's not the reason he got impeached. He got impeached for lying under oath. From people that was around him, he might not have been a good president, but he was a good president to be around if you wanted to party.
I like the last Saturday Night Live they did when Clinton was leaving office, and the guy got up there. I don't remember what actor it was, talking about "You're gonna miss me." Had like a beer bottle and all this crap in his hands because they were
I
mocking
hate
it.
to say it.
Yeah, it was a
I
fun
have
party.
I haven't watched Saturday Night Live since I used to watch it all the time in the 70s with Jim Belushi, Dan Aykroyd,
Yep.
Richard Pryor. People forget Richard Pryor was on the early days of Saturday Night Live. Eddie Murphy as Gumby. Wayne's brothers, they're okay.
I liked In Living Color, and mainly because I like Jim Carrey being that bodybuilding woman. Oh my gosh, that was funny.
That was the only role that he had
It's,
that
oh
was
no, he
funny.
did Fire Marshal Bill. Fire Marshal Bill was pretty good too. I liked the In Living Color. My mother had said
I can
something
take it.
about all the lawyers and judges back in the day. They predicted it. What are they calling it now? Lawfare. The lawfare. Here's one I think we can safely sound off on. I've seen many, many, many people give opinion. Gumby. Oh, yeah, I'm Gumby, damn it.
That's the reason I said Eddie Murphy as
Yeah.
Gumby.
Mm. I think and have thought ever since he got inaugurated that Zombie Joe, I mean, Mr. President Joseph R. Biden Jr., I think. I don't remember if there's a junior or not. Let me do
I
the
just
less controversial one. My true belief, and I wrote it on the now gone Facebook on sometime in January of 2021. Well, the Capitol was still on fire. That Joe Biden should pardon his son. What do you think?
okay. What do I think?
Sure. And my mom.
Personally, he should let the chips fall where he's made, but he's going to protect his son, which I can honor protecting your child to a certain extent. But also at a certain extent, you gotta let them pay for their crime. You can love them and not like them. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, and that's the stance that Joe Biden is taking, that he will not interfere, intervene, or pardon Hunter. He's tough loving him.
About time, say.
What about you, Mammy? You don't have to type a whole book. Pardon Hunter, yes or no? And then,
But then I don't agree with Joe Biden about not recognizing his last grandchild either.
yeah, there's a lot of things, and it's just my opinion. You know how that goes.
I still
That
remember.
that means he's worse of a guy than he pretends to be. No pardon for Hunter. Timmy, the cost lives, money USA. My nephew got hit by a missile. As gunner on a tank in Bosnia. Yep. We all have opinions, and these are all the ruling class. I guarantee you, if they catch Eric or Junior with the drugs or effed up on a form, it's gonna get
They,
pardoned.
well, I'm just saying. I remember I was sitting down to dinner with my aunt by way of marriage to my uncle, my mother's brother. This is after my uncle had passed away, and she was complaining that Danny, her eldest son, was dating a young lady who happened to be of parents that were from Korea, and she said, "George, what am I going to do with a half Asian baby?" Well, she said Oriental, but half Asian baby. I looked her dead in the face. I says, "Hope to God you love it,
Yeah.
because it's your grandchild." I just never, it's never fathomed me, your grandchildren, your children, you can love them and not like what they do or have done. You can love them and not support them in what their decisions.
And then here's the other hot take that nope, can't produce the evidence. I told my sons and nephews, hang it. Gotta move it to the big screen, Mammy. I told my sons and nephews, a lady comes to the door, pregnant. Do not open your lips to say, not mine. I won't ask you to marry, but having that S word with skanks you can't trust. That kid needs you. Exactly.
She
And
said that reminds.
even if my mom didn't hold back. She didn't like, oh, well, when you grow into the words,
I had a friend,
she
a
taught us
female
real world
friend.
stuff so that we didn't come home with diseases and babies.
Yeah. Uh, Someone I had dated high school back at this after graduation to see me, and she had a baby in her hand in a car seat, and I start in my brain, even though I know I didn't sleep with her, I started counting down the months from the last time I saw her or even gave her a kiss. I'm like, nope, that's not can't be mine, can't be mine.
Oh my gosh.
It's like,
Yep. All right, you ready for the next hot take?
okay,
And it really does kind of boil my guts because, especially, we ended up right where I thought we would. And it was on the face space. I may have a screenshot or two somewhere, but I'm not digging through. I live life by the screenshot. I have tens of thousands. I have said since mid November when it was finally hashed out, and some of the cases had failed already. In November of 2020, I begged of Donald Trump to test pardon yourself on your way out the door,
yeah.
the Nixon style. Not only stuff you did while president, but everything in the future too.
Well, then can't
And
pardon
he
himself that
chose
way.
not to constitutionally test that way. So I just flipped it over and tagged President elect Joe Biden and started then. Well, you're signing
He would
pardons on your first day in office, sir. You've got to pardon Donald Trump for anything that occurred while he was in office. So
figure of a
my take has always been for Biden to say nope to the investigations and never mind your investigations, I'll pardon him anyway.
he would have done that. He would have had an easier time, whether he was mentally able or not, to run for that second term. Kamala would have probably won the election if Biden would have pardoned him on the first day,
And it is what it
or it
is.
might have, or it might have cost him votes. Because you remember, look what happened to President Ford, Gerald Ford, and he was not a bad president when he pardoned Nixon. It effectively lost him his bid for for election. He
Yeah,
wasn't
and
being reelected. He was begun being elected.
the main thing I was worried about is exactly what happened.
Yep,
That these cases would amount to nothing other than a
lots of money.
huge waste of taxpayer money and time. I think a lot of bad things with Mr. Trump. You could fix it, dude. Get up there and say something statesman-like. Stop name calling. Just get up there and say, I could have did better on January 6th, but I didn't. Moving on. Stop blaming phantoms. But other than that, whatever. I'll save it for a deep end day. I still haven't written it all out or pieced it all out. I'm very dumb, ignorant, low IQ. Anybody who ever hears this about it's not the job of the President of the United States to be the master, intellectual, constitutionalist. Joseph R. Biden is no damn Alexander Hamilton.
Oh hell no!
And neither was Trump.
The whole No, but see, I can't
This
even
is
understand
why
what
us small taxpayer people pay the deep and administrative state.
we
Is
haven't. You
to
and I haven't gotten.
protect the president even from himself. If Donald Trump said, hey, everybody go to the Capitol, 500 employees of our government should have said, belay that order, disregard. Get down on your knees and hold your hands in the air. We heard there was terrorizers here, Antifas. Because him saying that is going to fuel their fires for 1,000 years of how he
Yeah.
led an insurrection.
Well, the one thing that I hold against Biden, and it doesn't affect you right this second. It doesn't affect me right this second. Maybe in 6 years. Biden is the one that drafted the bill put before Congress to allow Social Security retirement checks to be taxed. So therefore, it's a tax on a tax. And it passed because the Democrats held the Congress, and the president signed it, which was President Clinton. And that's one reason Social Security is taxed these days.
Yeah, I've never understood it. But I understand that.
I have no idea why that man ever got elected, period, in the statement. Because every election he's been proven to lied, or as you like to put it, misquoted.
Yeah, I'm good for using the real word. Biden got caught in it.
Cheated. I'm going to use the word cheated. Copied other people's work. And but he kept getting elected to Congress. I just don't. Every year, every election cycle that he would run, he would do something, and they would prove how he lied, cheated, or copied, which is a form of. And every election, he'd get elected. Them, and as you put it, voting for the least evil. You want to know just how evil the other guy really was.
Which is a saying. In many elections, they only get the choice of the more evil.
All politics are going to have to use an auger or a corkscrew to bury him.
So crooked. Got new coming up on the 2-2 homepage since earlier. Biden said he announced peace with the Hezbollah. What happens next after Israel Hezbollah ceasefire? Everybody reloads.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lull in the action. Top up your tools.
Maybe they will unleash the Mossad to do a little bit more positive protection. Problem Mossad is they've also mostly been reactive versus proactive. Like cops, they if they're around, they might prevent crime because the bad guy sees them and doesn't want to commit it. But for the most part, they are reactive because they don't get called to after the crime's already happened. Just like, as
Yeah.
you well know, in the security field, when do stores hire security guards? Once they've been robbed.
Yep.
Not before. after.
I guess I got something to watch tonight. 30 minutes worth. A drunk Karen assaults an 11-year-old boy. Sounds intriguing.
And an
Alright.
11-year-old boy, the 11-year-old boy might kick his butt.
We still only skimmed the. Well, there's a good movie. Free movies. Look. The Legend of Billie Jean, 1985. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
It has Pat Benatar music in it, I think. It's a modern take or retelling of, I think, sort of like, there it was, there it went.
I thought I
Soundtrack.
thought she was cuter with the short hair than she was with the long hair.
That is, yes, much. Invincible was the theme from Pat Benatar. And that is Wendy O. Williams. We had a bank teller for, I don't know,
Michael,
25 years probably that I was here. The local bank teller lady was Wendy O. Williams. I used to say, for real? You're the old running around naked all the time, rubber titty punk rocker. Can we say titties? I mean, whatever they are. Rubber chested implants.
yeah, I hate to say it, false memory glands compared to real memory glands. You can tell.
Especially with Wendy O. Williams. It was
But
a LA thing. You probably never heard
Michael,
of it.
what's his name that was on Family Matter? Michael Keith? No, last. Yep. Back to the Future.
Check out this living nightmare, George. It's up on the screen.
Odd. She went from being not so cute to downright. Use that word on you.
Yeah.
I mean, she wasn't cute when her punk band was hot.
No.
I
But
might have liked her. I never thought she was cute or
ooh,
pretty. The person that's up on your screen.
yeah, I just took her off. No, no, she's a nightmare.
Like her music.
Your audio glitched out again. No, we might have lost him.
Better?
Yep, better now. So who is the cast? Helen Slater.
Could you that oh you're flipping it out too much. She, um the one that plays her little friend. Trying to right there,
The Legend of
Yearling.
Billie Jean.
Yeah, Yearling Smith.
Oh
I
yeah.
always thought yeah. I always thought she was cute. Even with her high squeaky voice.
Yeah, didn't she do voices for a lot of the famous, yeah,
She's the one
Simpsons?
that does yeah, she does the oldest daughter of the Simpsons.
Maximum Overdrive is another so bad it's good movie to me, in my
I
humble
just
opinion.
just always thought she was cute.
She,
Beautiful? I don't know her personality. She has a great personality, she'd be beautiful. I don't know her personality, so I'm gonna just call her cute.
she was in the ABC after school. Billie Jean was actually a smart woman.
Lisa Simonson, that's who she does the voice for.
So troubled. His alleged brother, the Dream Man, came and her lost. She overdosed. Said her photo best friend.
That's sad.
Billie Jean is not my whatever, said the Michael Jackson. Right before he said a P word we can't say on the internet anymore. Is boy love. Hoo hoo. When her brother falsely accused of attempted murder, a Texas teenage stunner, victim herself of attempted assault, becomes a famous outlaw martyr. Bring home this 80s classic on Blu-ray today.
Goody, let's run out and get it. Not.
Yeah, no thank you. No thank you. Didn't I get off on this tangent because it was free on YouTube? Yep, free
I
with
think
ads.
so. And then I just happened to say I thought she was cuter with short hair than with long hair.
What, no right arrow? I've seen K-19 The Widowmaker. I certainly have not seen Badland 2024. Yeah, Murder by Death I have seen more than once.
Funny.
The Blind Swordsman Action Adventure 2023. Really to me is
And
that's not
Wolfman
the movie
Jack.
person.
Midnight Special.
Let's try to figure out who my mem is talking about. Billie Jean, not the movie. The tennis player. Billie Jean Horton, singer songwriter. Who are we looking for?
You ever watch the Midnight Special?
Audio broke up again. Did I ever watch what?
The Midnight Special host Wolfman Jack.
Oh yeah. Your mom likes the National Treasure movies. The Masons, the Templars, over the centuries put the treasure into international viewing and learning. Billie Jean is actually a smart woman, somewhat troubled. Is blind. Let's try Billie Jean overdose. See what it comes up with. Oh no. 2 minutes of new news.
Oh God. Talk about Billie Jean. I
Toddlers.
remember when that guy decided to challenge Billie Jean to a tennis match and promptly got his butt handed to him.
Might not have been her real name. Yeah, that's what I figured. It was a movie name or something. The other one, National Treasure, that has it's another one. It's more than one frame. We'll go over it again one day. I put it on my Facebook. Got response from the actress lady. But National Treasure has dude in it. Who was also in Valley Girl, 1983.
Remember
Nicolas
Valley
Cage.
Girl?
Wow, it's been 20 years. I should probably watch that again. How'd they rank it?
I remember
6.9 out
watching
of 10.
it. No, I remember watching it. I don't remember liking it, but I do remember watching it.
Had Sean Bean in it. Did he die? Poor Sean Bean. He's like that
Probably.
up.
He almost holds the record for the actor died in the most movie.
Yeah, the other guy that was in Aliens that we started this whole today about. It seemed like he died and everything too, except for there it was
Yeah,
there.
there's a running race between Sean Bean and another actor who's died in the most movie.
God knows.
Now, that being said, I think Sean Bean's a good actor, and he's done a lot of stuff that I like, but he's also done some weird stuff. If I remember correctly, in his was he in Full Monty? I can't remember now. But his early days, he did some real bad stuff.
Everybody's
But what,
man. Once upon a time, everybody had to earn in Hollywood.
yeah, like the worst John Wayne movie that there ever is where they have him playing a singing cowboy. And it was not a great dubbing job because as much as I like John Wayne movies, you know that he could not carry a tune. He's worse than I am at singing. And that's saying something.
Anyway, it's up on the screen. It should get there eventually, and then IMDb won't let us stop whatever these videos are on the right. But Bill Paxton, he's another one that died in
Yeah.
many a movie he was in, his character.
Yeah. First time I can remember what? I'm trying to remember. Wasn't he also in Full Metal Jacket? No, that wasn't him. He was in Weird Science.
Yep. The Big Brother, Chet or something.
Chad. They never gave me his last name, but
Turned into a blob or a big pile of poop or something.
whatever that was.
It really made me laugh.
Especially when he actually ate the fly.
God knows, when was that movie?
Oh, that movie's from the 80s. I know that one.
85. Weird Science. He was Chet. I
Molly
don't remember.
Ringwald.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, another cutie pie. Did not age gracefully.
I know I've seen right above Weird Science on Bill Paxton's thing is Commando. I know I've seen it. I remember nothing.
That
But didn't.
if I remember correct, Commando's also one that had with Arnold Schwarzenegger. His daughter was kidnapped by some terrorists, and the daughter is played by the female from Who's the Boss?
Oh, is that the one with what's her name? Chong in it?
Yeah, from Charm. Got her butt fired off of Charm, and she can't find work after that
Ray Dawn
because she was
Chong.
just and I still remember her picture, a still from a vampire movie she did where she's topless. They tried to scrub from the internet, and people are trying to tell you once it's in the internet, you can't scrub it. It's physically impossible. Well, we'll sue. Well, you got to find out who to sue, the downloader or the uploader, because she was topless in it, and she sued somebody, and the judge pointed out that you signed a waiver for your daughter to pose in that image. So if anybody's guilty of anything, it's you, madam. Talking about the actress's mother.
Still got to be someone else. I'm missing it.
What?
My mom put it in the chat that it was Norma Jean, not Billie Jean. But this Norma Jean is still a country music singer. I still don't know if that's the right one. also known as Pretty Miss Norma Jean. This one's still alive, age 86.
What'd she sing?
I don't know. I got out of that window. We'll solve it for another day. I'll do homework. Okay. Aspiring actress Norma Jean Baker lives in a squalor in the early 40s. There was a movie called Goodbye Norma Jean.
Yeah.
Let's see what that's all about. Maybe that's what my mammy's thinking of. In the 40s, she works at the munitions plant and dreams of being a movie star. Abused as a child and an adult, she lacks self-confidence. But photographer Ralph Johnson takes some publicity shots and convinces her to try for her dream and supports her as she's bounced from casting couches to sleazy photo shoots. 3.4 out of 10. I wonder if that's
Norma
it.
Jean's about Madonna, not Madonna. Oh, because she doesn't go by Norma Jean as an actress. She goes by Bombshell. Marilyn Monroe. That's Norma Jean.
For real?
Norma Jean is Marilyn Monroe.
Is that who you meant, Mammy? Did you meant Marilyn Monroe? She's one that I never liked.
You ever like Marilyn?
62. Nope, not at all. I like her singing of Mr. President thing. That was funny.
She's in a movie, uh, something Raging River, Night of the River, Night of something. She wasn't half bad in. It was a quasi-western. Oh. She played the perfect dumb blonde, or I should say, the classic dumb blonde.
Norma Jean redirects here. For other uses, see Norma Jean.
Guys, listen to Elton John's
Born Norma
song.
Jean Mortensen. Good answer, good answer.
Told you I like old movies.
I've seen a bunch of Marilyn Monroe stuff, but it's
Yeah, one or two that I liked.
not my thing. Gentlemen prefer blondes.
That's not that good a movie.
I don't know. I know there's famous musical stuff from some of those movies. I don't remember which one. Diamond is a girl's best friend and all that.
Yes.
But I don't know what.
Later done as a sort of a comedy routine by
Died
one
at
of
age 36 of an
Bob
overdose of
Hope's people.
barbiturates. But it was the CIA, man.
Well,
Just kidding.
there's still a lot of debates over her death because the coroner or medical examiner changed his report something like 3 times and also was late with his first one. Just a lot of questions. And you'll never know the answers because the people that knew the answers are dead.
Don't ever try to watch the stolen movies on YouTube.
Stolen.
Yeah, there's some Sylvester Stallone thing up. It'll catch up in the stream in a minute. It says some film complete avec Sylvester Stallone. Action épique 2024. I have
If he's in that
never.
movie, it hadn't come out yet.
Oh, I'm sure it's some movie that came out this year or last year. And I've always been afraid since YouTube started allowing full length stuff like these long live streams. You can keep your hackerware goofy stuff off of my YouTube history. I'm not dumb enough to be clicking that stuff.
See.
I'll go buy it at the Zaza store.
Tulsa King came out this year. Armor came out this year. I don't remember Armor. I haven't seen it, so it actually might not have come out yet. Plays a character named Rook. Plays a cop. Father and son work as security guards. Oh no, not even cops. Rent-a-cops for an armored truck company encountered a team of would-be robbers while on the bridge. They became trapped and must come up with a plan to escape and ensure their survival. I don't think he's using a lever action. Up and
I'm
coming.
about to say something and get myself banned off of YouTube. Oh man. Oh, and it's from another super famous drummer. I don't know how this guy only has 87,000. Oh no, that's views, not subscribers. He's got a lot of subscribers and views. It's up on the screen yet, not the tragedy, the one on the right. It really, that one smacked both of my elbow funny bones. Are you seeing it yet, George?
What?
On the stream screen. Are you seeing how should T people prepare for T word guy? Man,
Don't stress it too hard.
When that scrolled up, yeah, relax. Stop resisting. He's not gonna go pull your surgical innie back into an Audi. Don't sweat it. Oh my gosh, my bad brain. I apologize to you people. Don't live by fear. Fear for nothing. Worry for nothing. He's not interested in you. Him and his cronies don't want to ban you from the bathrooms. Nobody gives a damn.
Not really.
How should you prepare? I don't know. How do you get dressed every day? Put your makeup on. Put your big girl panties on and deal with it. Oh my gosh. Some things are just too absurd even for me. I should be offline. How should they prepare? I don't know. Oh, that's a bad headline. Very good. Thank you, bad headline. Thank you, Vosh. Not a sponsor, not an affiliate. Could be. Whatever they call that comic, Where Have All the Good Times Gone? Scrolled about 4 scrolls down. That's where Van Halen. Oh my gosh, what was that I saw earlier? Oh my gosh. Trump has a T word team. He's showing you guys favorites. I do not see these people speaking here as being run over by people who would not look at you if you did not be a pest. Yep, exactly. Do you want equal treatment or do you think you want special treatment? Because I grew up in a bad place and all attention is not good attention.
True.
It doesn't work like it works for politicians that all press is good press. All attention is not good attention. Don't call attention unto yourself.
Well,
People are not as smart and sophisticated as you. Accept it.
like
You're better than them, so leave them alone.
I'm just the big idea or the big deal when they had the was it transgender story time at the libraries. If they went dressed conservative or like a librarian or professional, probably people would never said anything about it. But going to read to little kindergartners as a stripper / cabaret act, people are going to say something because that's inappropriate.
Yep. And me too,
Like you don't
Mandy.
wear you don't
We're
wear
ha- You
you
don't
don't
wear
wear
what?
speedos to a formal dance, and
My
no one
mother
wants to
typed
see
in the
your
chat
speedos.
about Van Halen's "Where Have All the Good Times Gone?" She said hers are right there. She had fun at the dentist yesterday. Shout out to dentist, yet unnamed. How many of your patients claim that? It is 20:03 hours. 8 p.m. for you. 8:03 p.m. Do doing no do do it. Do to wrap them up and shut them down because
You need to eat and get some sleep.
I'm hungry. Not quite hangry. A friend of mine is a conservative deputy AG for the USG OV. It took her 2 years to get approved for a junior league once a month reading fun day. Trans. Because they're a myth and a legend and they're private events. The ones that slipped through at libraries, those people had rented the rooms, and as far as I remember, most of that has been not allowed anymore in the libraries.
Well, I'm just saying, if they'd have gone dressed like a professional versus a cabaret act or scary clown, no one would have said anything.
Pick up for tomorrow. Find online research. I say that very slash bona bona. I don't know how to spell bona fides. Bona fides
That's
of
something different.
the trans reading to kids in public spaces. And I haven't looked in a long bona fides. Is that it? 2 words. Bona fides. Give the dogs a bone and then leave them on their own. It's another old punk rocker song. So we'll do that tomorrow. We'll see if we can find, just like the ghost tranny in the bathroom that cost our North Carolina Republicans the governor office many moons ago. And
Yeah,
that crazy lady's up there on Capitol Hill squawking about it now.
that was a cluster. You know what?
Don't
Because
be fear based living. Don't be silly. And in the end of the day, I actually read, and it's not the governor who produces bills and legislature. It's the legislature that does that, and the governor signs it if they vote it through.
yep.
But even in the one that caught poor old Pat McCrory because it called in the Obama. Ha! Don't seek
Well,
the attention of the feds when the feds are the Democrats. But that whole
well,
thing, that madness that cost, and we're still dealing with it. Guess who won again? Democrats. Welcome aboard, Josh Stein. That
our
there never
the
was. That it's
the
just
executive branch could have just enforced the rules or laws or statutes in North Carolina that already existed, and gone, no, we're not. Don't I'll veto anything you send to me because we're not making new laws for stuff we already got laws to cover.
No, but he was on board and they were on board because it was making a
I know.
special, the ghost tranny. They were going to exorcise and poltergeist all the ghost trannies that were raping all the little girls. Sorry for the R word. Forgive me. All the little girls 10 years and under were being trans essayed in all of the bathrooms in North Carolina. And the bill did actually say they probably should have put it up top in red letters. It said at the bottom that anybody uncomfortable with a restroom or a locker room or anything else should be afforded a private one. Bingo. So stop bitching about it. Hey, whatever your name is, Mace, we'll talk about you tomorrow. Is that her name? The one that's on the hill raising hell almighty right now? Mace. Doing the NCKIA, the dash R's, McRory over Ghost T's in the Banos on Cat Hill now? Question marks. We'll solve it tomorrow. I'll have the clickers up on the screen. Dress for kids need to realize that this as well. Go to school, to work, not do the latest trendy idiot show. Absolutely, Mimi. We'll leave it on that one. That's a good one. Don't do idiot shows unless you're going to come on and do my show. My idiot show was a good one. And nobody can see how any of us are dressed. How about that? We had a good chat box today earlier. We had a real good mom. You did, I mean, whoever you are, Elizabeth Wiley, thanks for contributing so many comments in the chat box. But earlier, a guy got me past a stump. A guy or gal or somebody. Chungus. We'll scroll it back. My mother wasn't there. I mean, whoever this is out in the world. Uh, the correct way for us to say the big R word, the R word. We're not allowed to say the S something, Yule, or assault anymore. Oops, I just said it out loud. The correct way is thanks to Big Chungus. S-A. I put the X's in there instead of periods because I'm a nerd. So, see, we learned. We discussed much. We had a good time. I had fun. Where have all the good times gone? We're still making them every minute of every day, Van Halen.
Trying to, anyhow.
We got to do what we got to do. We voted. I lost the Democratic vote. Joe Biden, continue as you were. Don't pardon your son. Yep. She said she can't join in on The Voice because of whatever. Because of the ums. That's an inside joke. I'll tell it to you one day, George. So
Okay.
anyhow, yes, mammy, I will work with Brother Tim and see if we can get it worked out so that you can just push the button. Yep, exactly. George, you can just go back and read her last chat. I'm not going to read it in. Let's all end this together and count on our fingers. We're going to say, stop streaming in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.